Good morning, everyone. Dr. Vicky here, speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center. Today is Monday, September 11th, and the moon is in Leo. The Leo moon makes today, or actually in a few minutes, makes a sextile to Mars, Mars in Libra, opening the lines of communication, and of course, with the moon in Leo, there is much to say. We also, a little bit later, have the moon make a conjunction to Venus, of course, which is in Leo, now moving direct. And then ultimately a square to Jupiter later tonight, where we can expand. Anything Jupiter touches expands. So the feelings, the emotions, the need to say something expands. Now that doesn't sound too terrible. It sounds like it's going to be a communicative, expressive day, and in truth it will be. However, there is a little bit of a fly in the ointment as the sun makes an inconjunct to Chiron in Aries, of course the sun in Virgo, and that can bring up insecurities, and so expressing, especially with the Leo moon, expressing from an insecure place or a sense of insecurity is not the best kind of energy for this Leo moon. However, the inconjunct is one of making an adjustment, being aware of what needs to change in the way you think about who you are and your rights to be who you are. So not a terrible, actually a pretty good day, but know that people are not going to be all that confident today, even if they act confident today. So you can take people's confidence with a bit of a grain of salt, I would say. All right, well, of course, today is the 22nd anniversary of the attack on the World Trade Center. It's one of those moments, not unlike the assassination of Kennedy, where you might say, or for those of you, well, I guess there aren't too many people now who would say, what were you doing when Pearl Harbor happened? So it's those times, right? It's the 22nd anniversary of that, of the Never Forget. And, I think more important than never forgetting is coming to understand the whys and the hows. And there's not much you can say about it, especially if you have an alternate view, because you do get, alternate views are not allowed, really. And I'm not saying that I have one. I'm just saying that it is pretty convenient, because it got us in a situation where certain people made an awful lot of money on it. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Which brings up the theme of, what we think we're doing and what we end up doing. And what we think we're fixing and we end up breaking. I'm not sure. And I remember back then thinking, is it really going to help to go to war? Now, I thought that when we went to war with Afghanistan. Now we look at Afghanistan and the situation it's in, the women and the children, the families, how destroyed that country is, and how it probably was unnecessary at this point. And then you look at what happened in Iraq, which is completely unnecessary and based on a lie. And then you go back and you look at something like Vietnam and you see that was based on a lie. And so, and yet we send our children and we send our fortune, just things I'm thinking about this morning. School bus brakes. I guess it's good they have brakes. They should do something about unsqueaking them. I'm like a grumpy old person, right? The other day a motorcycle passed and I got overclamped, and now we have these squeaky brakes and I'm overclamped. I guess I should have thought of that when I bought a house on Main Street, but you don't think about that stuff when you find the house of your dreams. Anyway, things to think about, things to think about. I was looking, I was getting my feed through YouTube yesterday, and there was a picture. CNN I didn't actually watch it. I'm going to go back and watch it and see what they say about how the counteroffensive is going slowly, and there was a picture of Zelensky. And this war's been going on now, like a year and a half, a little more than that, 18 months. And I looked at his face from the face we saw the first day of the war, of that part of the war, because that war started quite a while back. But anyway, to his face, and the sorrow that I saw etched took my breath away. And I get it. I mean, I understand it. I don't know how he does it. And to see, just all the suffering and how we're wasting all this money on hurting each other, when really what we need to do is help each other in so many different situations. So hopefully we'll come to that realization. 2024 should be very interesting when it comes to that stuff as well. So we'll be in an 8-year. It's a karma year. It's a strength year. It's a as you sow, so shall you reap year. But that's looking ahead a little bit too far. We're supposed to be talking about today. So, relatively good day, I think. Have a good one. Like and subscribe if you would. Moon shadows this week. I'm not exactly sure what day, but I'm going to be doing it. The new moon is on Thursday, so somewhere between now and Thursday. For those of you interested in learning astrology with me, I'm starting a beginner's astrology class Monday the 18th, on 6 consecutive Mondays, 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern. You don't actually have to be in the class to get the class, but if you have questions or whatever and want to interact, that's your opportunity. I'm also starting an introduction to the Kabbalah. And for all my Kabbalah students who have taken my introduction and my second part of the introduction to Kabbalah, my plan is to set up a series on Patreon, which is interactive with my students. So if you want to continue to learn with me, contact me. I'm going to be putting things you can only get on Patreon. So you would have to be a patron for that, and we could continue our studies that way. If you're interested, you can continue to work with the Tree of Life, and I can do it in the most the easiest time, because the videos will always be up there. And you can always go back to them, and I'll set up questions and all that stuff. But that's the plan. So hopefully I can get that together. Just not that technically advanced, unfortunately. But I'm working on it. All right, guys. Have yourself a wonderful day. Much love. Namaste.